One of the most wanted men in the world is dead. Nemesio Rubeno Seguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho, the founder and longtime leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, was killed on February 22, 2026, during a massive Mexican military operation in Tapalpa, Jalisco. For over a decade, he evaded capture, a $15 million U.S. bounty, constant surveillance, and international pressure. And yet, he remained untouchable. Until now. Mexican Army Special Forces, backed by U.S. intelligence support confirmed by the White House, launched a high-risk operation targeting him in rural Jalisco, a stronghold of the CJNG. The goal was reportedly to capture him alive. Instead, a violent shootout erupted. El Mencho was wounded in the clash and later died from his injuries while being airlifted to Mexico City. At least 7 cartel members were killed in the operation, delivering one of the biggest blows to organized crime in Mexico since the capture of El Chapo. But what happened next may be even more significant. Within hours, chaos spread across western Mexico. Cartel factions responded with immediate retaliation, setting up hundreds of roadblocks known as narco-bloqueos across Jalisco and neighboring states. Vehicles were hijacked and burned. Highways were blocked. Businesses and buses were torched. Guadalajara, one of Mexico's largest cities and a scheduled host city for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, was thrown into panic. Residents were told to stay indoors. Schools shut down. Flights were disrupted. Videos circulated online showing armed men stopping vehicles and security forces engaged in firefights. It wasn't just revenge, it was a show of force. The CJNG under El Mencho grew into one of the most powerful and violent criminal organizations in the world. The cartel became notorious for trafficking fentanyl and methamphetamine into the United States, using drone explosives, armored convoys, and brutal public violence to dominate territory. His death removes the head of the organization, but it does not eliminate the body. In fact, experts warn the opposite could happen. With no clear successor, his son and brother are both imprisoned in the U.S. A power vacuum could trigger internal fighting. Lieutenants may compete for control. Splinter groups could emerge. History shows that cartel decapitations often lead to short-term spikes in violence before any long-term stabilization. And with the World Cup just months away, security concerns are now front and center. Guadalajara's role as a host city raises difficult questions about stability and preparedness. Officials insist security will be reinforced, but the timing of this escalation is impossible to ignore. Politically, this is a major symbolic victory for Mexico's government and U.S.-Mexico cooperation. Operationally, it shows intelligence capabilities are improving. Strategically, however, the situation is far from resolved. El Mencho's chapter is over, but what comes next for the CJNG and for Mexico may be even more unpredictable, and the world is watching.